That police officer was telling me, his captain is here, I should quickly leave because it's going to make me go to psych ward if he sees me. So they've turned this shit into another thing. And it was working all around me. So I noticed there usually be people sitting down here. So they're turning this American to another thing, threatening people with medical violence, which is a war crime. So people be aware they killed my mother in the psych ward. I'd own daughter's friend mental illness one. They said it's like a form of a joke. It's a play on people that if you don't like somebody, if somebody makes you mad, you frame them up as crazy and have them locked up in the psych ward. And my mother's daughters that are born in America, Bolani and Flora, they locked my mother up in the psych ward while she was having a heart attack, and killed her. Even locked me up also wrongfully. So this is what they're doing. And usually there'll be homeless people sitting on the chair over there. So this Eric Adams is taking the laws into his hand under this Trump, and they're abusing people. So FIFA is not safe to bring the work up here, threatening people with medical violence. You can't falsely diagnose somebody as crazy if they're not crazy. I'm a Nigerian transsexual. This was going on. They're stealing all my clean clothing. I have to be wearing, and they stole my green card also. I used to work as a homemaker, make almost $30,000 a year. So this was going on. They're threatening people with medical violence, and whoever they've locked up in the psych ward wrongfully, the Brooklyn Federal Court has issued an order to, for them to release where they're putting all these homeless people, whether in mental homes. If these people are not crazy, and set these people free. No society should be holding anybody hostage. So there's no war breaking out, but they're declaring war on immigrants, on poor people. Trump said he has a Department of War, and they're like torturing people 24/7. I've lived in the worst military dictatorship in Africa. I've never seen anything like this, where they're surrounding people with their police officers, and they're scaring people, threatening people with medical violence. This is a war crime, and no society should get it. And they say they kill people regularly in society. People like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. So if you dissent and criticize the government, you just end up dead. And instigating government gangs. So some black Americans that want to punch me, beat me up. So this has to be investigated. And since I've been criticizing the U.S. government, my church in Nigeria has been blown up. Even Pastor Joshua said all of a sudden, I used to go to TB Joshua Church. It's now dead. Synagogue. As I was suing the NYPD, they killed my friend Arugana, who was up in 2014. A room I rented where I was keeping evidence, that room was blown up at 219 Canal Street in 2014. And they killed Arugana close to my birthday in July 2014. Then the Nigerian church I usually go to, so they said that they're removing people to the psych ward. Why they're doing that. So this is very serious. They said they're removing people to the psych ward. So this is medical violence. Brooklyn Federal Court, you told these people to stop arresting blacks wrongfully. And Jumaane Williams, shame on you. You're busy saying you're marching for immigrants, and you're not really helping immigrants, so the immigration arrested you also. They are arresting people wrongfully. This is medical violence. Frame people as crazy. They just arrested a black male. And an Indian guy came around and said, you better quickly leave, quickly leave. Said, my boss is going to arrest you, put you in the psych ward. It's an Indian police officer. So the camera, you pick him up. So FIFA is not safe. They are declaring war on blacks. This black American guy, because Trump set him free from prison, and is helping Trump lock up a lot of blacks. He said Trump said he wants blacks locked up, homeless locked up, immigrants locked up. As soon as I got off the train, the Indian guy came around, he's a police officer, and he was circling me. And I said, you better quickly leave. My boss is going to lock you up in the psych ward. I'm like, excuse me? So please, this is very serious. They're threatening people with violence and holding people hostage. And I heard they rape people in the hospitals. My mother said when they were locking her up one time in the psych ward, they were touching her breast, touching her vagina, And another woman that was put in a nursing home in Florida, she was in coma. Her mother said the male nurse who was black American was raping her daughter in coma, and the daughter gave birth. And the nursing home said your daughter must have had pregnancy for 10 years. So the daughter was in that nursing home for 10 years. I said the male nurse was raping her and she gave birth to a baby in coma. But the woman was white and the daughter was white. So she got the authorities involved and they were able to arrest that black American male nurse. So this is what they turned America into. Lucky. Normally there's a lot of homeless people that sit here. Look, they just arrested one. And the guy told me, you better leave. They're gonna lock you up. So this is absolutely against the law. They're not supposed to be doing that. Locking people up. That's medical violence. So I'm just taking a break right now because I'm kind of tired. I've been walking around. I have been having black Americans trying to jump a Jamaican. So get away from me. You Africans stink. I'm like, excuse me? So you have Jamaicans jumping people. They're hiring people to jump people, ethnic war. You Nigerian embassy, shame on you. They say Nigeria is broke right now and they need any money from America. And most likely they want Nigerians to be killed there. So that and the US government, if they can compensate your family at home with money. So they're using Africans for target practice. They've just killed my mother. They killed my mother in the psych ward. My mother wasn't crazy. They framed her up also. Arrested. Her drugs were involved, Bolani and Flora. And she has another daughter in Nigeria called Funke. She said that one also was trying to kill me as a baby because she was mad that my father is different from our father. And was trying to throw me out of the window as a baby. So my mother called the police in Nigeria to arrest her. But our own family are rich. My father's family are rich. So Brooklyn Federal Court, you have to do something about this. This Trump is mass raiding people, and some people are claiming he wants to create an emergency situation whereby people will be protesting and he will declare himself president for life. So you can't leave office. Especially, they said the next election next year for Congress, I think it's trying to incite a riot so that you can declare a emergency rule and maybe postpone the election to Congress because he doesn't want the Democrats to take over Congress. So normally, when a president comes in, the first election for Congress, the incumbent party, the party that elected the president will lose the congressional seats. So that's how it's always been. So he's very afraid of losing congressional seats because his party, the Republican, controls the Congress right now. And if he loses the seat next year, election, they will impeach him. The Democrats will impeach him to Republican Trump. So now he's trying to possibly invade Chicago, invade everywhere, and there's, technical medical violence, and that process that comes to the better run away from here. So they're going to put you in the psych ward and stuff. So I'm having my camera face down because nobody has to live in fear of what this police may do to them. I don't know. So why is your boss putting people in the psych ward? Why is your boss putting people in the psych ward?
I can't.
You said your boss is putting people in the psych ward? You said your boss is putting people in psychiatric hospital?
No, you didn't understand what I said.
So can you please repeat it?
I said that today we're checking the train station, okay? If anybody lies down on a bench or inside the train, that's a violation, and we stop them.
I talk about he was putting people in the psychiatric ward. You said something about that. You said your boss, your captain is here.
I'm saying if they need medical attention,
so you put them in the psych ward?
Yes.
So the guy that was arrested, they put him in the psych ward?
I'm not sure. I was not there to arrest him.
Can you just have your badge number?
Yes, right here.
And what is your captain's badge number?
I don't know.
All right. Thank you. At least you were honest. Thank you for being honest. So that's the confirmation I need. So that's medical violence. They're not supposed to threaten people with medical illness, people that are sick, people that say they're locking people up in the psych ward. That's medical violence. So that's just the confirmation I need. Even he himself is scared. What he told me was, so you better get away from here. Our boss is locking people up in the psych ward. And they're not doctors. So this is a shame. Jumaane Williams, shame on you. Instead of helping me, my mother was killed in the psych ward. You are the public advocate of New York. You're Caribbean American. I've emailed you, sent you videos on Instagram, and you're too busy As the public advocate, you're supposed to challenge the police on issues like this. That you can't be locking up people in the psych ward for being poor. You know, if somebody's tired of lying on the bench, you can give them a criminal trespass charge. You know, what's crazy about lying on the bench? You know, so a Brooklyn court order said they can't be focusing on blacks to arrest them, whether put them in the cycle. And these are not doctors. These are not doctors. You know, somebody may be having a bad day. Jordan Neely, he was having a bad day. And so you have the police following me around also, You know, and the kid of Jordan Neely that way also. So they put me in there, you know. So this is what is going on. They don't let me sleep at night either. So this is very serious. So Francis is a black American woman. Captain is lucky to come to Cyprus. You know, so I gave the arrested some of the black Americans also. So now make you look like that. It's an ethnic gang up. But I've been having Jamaicans trying to jump me and Dwayne Reed, black Americans trying to jump me. So they must have got the word that, you know, if you don't like an African, this is the best time to attack an African. And the police come and put them in the psych ward. And you know, the last time they put me in the psych ward wrongfully, they stole my green card, they set up a fire in the bathroom, it was smoke all over, July 2019. And you know, and they set up a fire like a smoke, I couldn't breathe in the bathroom. On Prospect Park train station, Q train. And I recorded everything, and I told the gangs that were harassing me, like, this is terrorism, I'm going to post the video online. You know, and back then I used to try to get a lawyer, and no lawyer would help me either. So I normally beg for money throughout the day in that 2019, and at night time I would use the internet. So I normally go to a place called Berry Avenue to the out train, to Berry Avenue and 4th Avenue, to use the phone charger train station. They had like phone kiosk like this to use the phone charger in the train station. You know, to charge my phone, and there was some black American kids spitting on me, trying to lynch me with a metal bar, you know. And I'll call the police, and when the police come, they'll tell me, you know, we're not going to help you either. We don't want people like you on the subway. They'll give us an order to get rid of people like you, and so they're going to arrest you soon, take all your property from you, and you know, and you're never going to come out. You know, where they're going to put you at call 911 on that police officer. She was an African woman, you know, but she spoke New York English. She spoke, you know, but I saw her name, it sounded like she was African. She was very dark skinned. Her name sounded African, you know. And soon afterwards, I called 911 and they transferred me to the NYPD IAB, Internal Affairs Bureau. They are the supervisors. And the black American male that was answering the phone kept hanging up on me. And, you know, he said he doesn't understand what I'm saying, my English. I'm like, okay, excuse me, don't make fun of my English, you know, my accent. And soon after that, they carried out the threat. On July 20, 2019, they choked me, arrested me, as I was by the R train station. I was begging for money there, and they brought a guy to pull my hair, you know, just to taunt me, because my mother said when she lived in Italy, little kids used to pull her hair. I used to call her Americano because they thought she was an American woman, because she was light skinned and she had the long hair, so they didn't know she was an African. They said the little kids that were pulling her hair and calling her Americano as a form of endearment. You know, so I've been under FBI surveillance since like my mother brought me here in 2000. I was arrested by immigration. You know, they were mainly arresting African males. I was a male, now I'm a woman. You know, and for my 25 years my mother brought me here, I've been noticing is males and transsexuals like me are the one primarily being arrested. Even the black American that was helping me with my lawsuit after the NYPD took my home on Staten Island in 2010, Erugana was helping me, and they went and choked him dead immediately. You know, and since then his family lawyer Benjamin Crum said he was going to help me, and he stopped helping me after the police arrested me and put me in the psych ward. So I believe, you know, the police is reaching out to this black American civil rights. They don't help that African. Let's kill that African. Why should, you know, there's some black Americans don't like Africans, say we sold their ancestors to slavery. But this Benjamin Crum has been releasing videos on Instagram to show that Ghana was killed on purpose. And anytime I send him a video, I'll send him this video also, he doesn't respond back to me. So I just want to remind him, denying justice for somebody because they are gay like me or transsexual like me, or because they're African, it's against US law, it's against international law, so you need to check very carefully. This is getting very dangerous. They say this Eric Adams is going to leave office by December because he's losing, and I have so much evidence against him. I think it was part of the people that got the police arrested in 2019. So he's afraid of leaving me safe while he's out of office because I could testify against him. So it's him and Trump, they're trying to create a ruse and this massive arrest of people like me, homeless. And they say once they frame you up as crazy, they can take you to psych ward, rape you, take your sperm, take your sperm. I was born a male, I'm not a woman. And impregnate people and claim, you were, while you were on the street, you impregnated people and kill you off, choke you to death, and then get any money from your, any lawsuit. So I think this is what they're working on. Because my father has been killed, my mother has been killed, so shoot this NYPD. My father was killed instantly in Nigeria, my mother was killed here instantly, and our own brothers participated in the killing. But my mother said Ados was suddenly moving with a bag gang, especially that Bolanle, so she's never seen her with that bag gang before. As soon as I was suing the NYPD. So I don't know if that bag gang, if they some liaison of the NYPD, and they lured my mother's daughter to kill her so that to deny me justice. So it's been a whole lot, and none of them is cooperating. Their prosecutor's not cooperating with me. I send them videos all the time. I've been Bragg, is the Manhattan prosecutor. I'm in Brooklyn right now. I will send it to Gonzalez that they're arresting blacks wrongfully. Jumaane Williams, you got blood on your hands, buddy. You're claiming you care about immigrants, you care about human rights, and they're mass arresting people on the train. These people are not medical officials. And Brooklyn Federal Court issued an order in 2013. Even Eric Garner was telling me about it, that the police can't just arrest you anyhow anymore or search you anyhow anymore. He said the Brooklyn Federal Court in Floyd versus City of New York issued an order around November 2013 that the police should ask to stop the mass arrest of blacks for little things that it has to be a serious crime for them to arrest you. But look now, this is what I'm saying, they should go back to arresting blacks like that, especially as it's going to be out of office by December. They said an Indian-born, in Uganda-born Indian, Mandami, will most likely become mayor next year. So it's like they want to crush me before December so that I won't be allowed to testify. So please, public advocate Jumaane, I know I'm an African, and people of the Caribbean and Black Americans don't really mess with Africans generally because of the slave trade. They say we sold your ancestors to slavery. But please, this is very important. I've been set up for a forced arrest. They've stolen my green card. So please, I'm going to send it to International Criminal Court. If anything happens to me, they love you. You need to be arrested for gang abuse and torture and being conduit and being an accessory. But this is just too damn much. I've lived under military dictatorship in Africa. I've never seen anything like this. This is like dictatorship on steroids. I was going to sue this Trump not to run for office last year because when it was in office in 2019, I was arrested, and his immigration head Cuccinelli was laughing that America doesn't need poor immigrants. I was begging for money, and a white guy came and pulled my hair. I used to criticize Trump a lot then. And then the police came and knocked me down, so I was fighting with the white guy. So I wasn't fighting with him. He pulled my hair, and I told him to stop. I said, I'm allowed freedom of speech. I said the police camera was recording. This was July 20, 2019. And it was on Bay Ridge and 4th Avenue. And they choked me, stole my green card, put their hand in my pocket and stuff, took my green card out, my social security card. I went and locked up in the NYU Psychiatric Hospital. And I heard that day also they choked another Eric Garner friend. So they choked two of us in different places in New York. July 20, 2019. So at that time, Trump had dropped charges they were supposed to file against the Eric Garner killer. Did the Eric Garner killer a favor because his friend maybe most likely implicated. Trump's friend is most likely implicated in the Eric Garner's killing. Because when the police took me at my home on Staten Island, my mother went on the BB11, saying the NYPD is terrorist. And Trump's friend was the Homeland Security Chief. His name was Bernard Carrick. And he put a message in the media saying some people are losers that live in basement apartment with their child. It was like an innuendo referring to my mother. And since then, me and my mother was getting followed. We were chased out of our hotel room that we were staying in, funded by the city of New York, Brooklyn Hotel, 800 East 12th Street. They put they sprayed us with anthrax. And me and my mother, 2011, we ended up in the hospital. My mother ended up at Staten Island University Hospital in 2011, and I ended up at Coney Island Hospital. We were both discharging blood from our nose, but they never tested us for anthrax. They just, they just treated us for pulmonary obstruction or whatever, severe cold. But we saw white substance on our bed. And me and my mother left the hotel in the morning, came back at night to find white substance on our bed. And since then, we couldn't breathe. My mother had bloody discharge from my nose. I had bloody discharge from my nose. But we have medical records. That's 2011. I didn't even pay the hospital bill. Because I didn't have insurance at the time. Then after that, Uganda was helping my conference and they took me there. So I believe, and they arrested my mother out of that hotel to cover up evidence. So my mother went to live with her daughters, and her daughters also, were harassing her, trying to kill her early. Because her daughters live in Pennsylvania, and her daughters felt if they killed her, any of the lawsuit money that was supposed to come to my mother would come to them as inheritance money. And my mother said her daughters were moving the back gang, especially that Polanyi. So this was going on. So Jumaane Williams, you can't keep this covered anymore. They've turned this into a police state, like in Nazi Germany. Even this Kamala was saying that people shouldn't vote for Trump. It's going to turn America to Nazi Germany type. And now it's happening. And I wanted people to help me file a lawsuit under Section 1986, because Trump was saying as soon as he becomes president, if he ever becomes president again, he was going to be a dictator and not respect democracy. So I was going to sue under 1986 to bar him from becoming president, because last time he was president, the police choked me in 2019, stole my green card, and the head of immigration his name was Cuccinelli. And that name Cuccinelli, I believe he chose that guy just to mock me, because when the police invaded my home in 2010 and kicked my mother out, they were watching me naked, told my mother to go outside, and they want to watch me naked. My mother was protesting, I was protesting, and they watched me naked, so they normally do that. So make sure I don't have any weapons on me. Which is nude search is against the law. They came into my home with a search warrant and searched me in the nude and kicked my mother outside a basement apartment. It's not legal. They're not supposed to do that under the U.S. Supreme Court law a ruling since 1960 that police need a warrant of to search your house and to evict you, the court order. So without a search warrant or court order, they evicted my mother. And since then, people have been telling me, we want you to die. So it's to be easier to lie against you and get all your money. Even as this guy, Charlemagne, he's been saying on his radio show that a lie is so much better than the truth. Like, people will easily believe any lie than the truth, because a lie is always interesting. So people have been telling me, I want you to die. You're just standing in the way. Die. People walk by and say, die, motherfucker. So I believe that they want to kill me through any means and properly access my sperm, and then claim, when I was out on the street, I impregnated so many people, and now that I'm killing in the hospital, they have drugs like ketamine. If they claim you're giving the hospital problem, that ketamine has been used to kill a Canadian actor, Matthew Perry, in Los Angeles Mansion. He was the star in the show Friend. So they've been trying to jam me up and lock me up in the psych ward. This is a kind of issue and order that should be locking up homeless. And it's not a medical doctor, to foresee that, every homeless person is crazy. So this is a war crime. There are Black Americans and Caribbeans that are attacking Africans. Even my mother, when she was about to die, a Jamaican nurse I was just listening to my mother on the phone, because my mother didn't tell me the address of the hospital. She didn't tell her the address of the hospital either, because she said she doesn't want anybody to come and cause problem for her. She didn't really trust her daughters, and she was afraid. She tells me the address, maybe I'll give it to their daughters. And she didn't know how to address me, find out the address, and went to the hospital and told the doctor to lock her up. And killed her. And while I was talking to my mother on the phone, I was hearing a Jamaican in the background. So my mother told the Jamaican that she needed her body position change because she was under medication for the heart problem and she was bedbound. And the Jamaican said you have to suffer like that. Everybody's gonna change it. Everybody's busy on lunch break. So my mother told the Jamaican, why can't you check? Jamaican said, no, sister, that's not my position. So my mother said no. This is abuse of an elder because my mother works as a nursing assistant also. So I'm going to get you arrested. And that was the last I heard from my mother. And soon after that, they told me she died. We were trying to lock her up in the psych ward. And since then, this city wouldn't help me. The Manhattan prosecutor, my mother died in Manhattan. That city wouldn't help me either. So it's like they just don't want, some black Americans don't want Africans like me to get any money in America. And they'd rather kill me also. And then take my sperm and give it to women and then claim they're going to inherit my property, claim I have a child. I'm a gay person, I'm not into any woman. I've been gay, I've never had a child, but since if you die, they can make up any lies about you. And they're relying on my mother's daughters, who is compromised because there's evidence that she killed my mother. My mother was talking to me on the phone that daughter was putting poison in her food, blandly. So I'm under FBI surveillance since my mother broke me in 2000. They arrested me at JFK. So they can easily get her to go with the lie and claim, I was secretly a straight person, pretending to be transsexual or whatever. So I think this is what they're banking on. So please, international community, don't allow black Americans to punish me for slavery. So this is what they believe in. They can just steal my sperm. I was born in male. Steal my sperm and give it to black American women. And the police officer will tell me, stop using the women's bathroom. You just don't want to use the women's bathroom. I said, the law allows you to use the women's bathroom. So you're a man. So I believe that to help furnish their life, this is why they can harass them in any women's bathroom. Even a black American woman in a train station said, stop using the women's bathroom, go back to Africa. So they always came out of the women's bathroom to make it look like so that you can eventually kill me in the hospital and steal my sperm and give it to black American woman and ask that woman to control my state. So absolutely not. I don't have any child. If I get raped, maybe they can create a child through rape. I don't have a desire to have any child. I'm single or married. So please, world, America is attacking immigrants. FIFA, the World Cup is not going to be saved. And people like Jumaane Williams is covering this up. So in case anything happens to me, please play my video worldwide. This is crazy. It's like a slavery 2.0. You can see the video. They are arresting people around me, and they are arresting some of the black Americans also, so that they can use that as a defense that we weren't targeting Africa. So these are what you call collateral damage. And even some of them may be actors, but they hire black Americans to pretend like they're crazy, just to get arrested, so to look like, and they'll be laughing with the police and stuff like that. I'm not discounting that guy who's truly arrested, but they're playing all kinds of games, and some black Americans say they want the Africans to suffer, like the whites cause their ancestors to suffer. So this Ricardo is raiding Canal Street where the Africans sell bags. Some of those Africans help me with money. They said they seized like $1 billion worth of goods from these Africans. Those Africans drive flashy cars, they sell fake bags, but they've always allowed them to sell stuff. Until those Africans started helping me recently, that's when they raided it. Under the World Trade Organization rules, you can't just punish people just because of their nationality. And the police, they remove me from my home illegally, and under the self-defense law, those Africans were helping me with a little bit of money, weren't helping me much, and they should be able to make self-defense claim that they were helping me with that money, even though they're involved in fraudulent activities. That may be they could under New York law, they said you can use whatever force they use to harm somebody. You can also use that force to help that person. So I'm not looking for any fraudulent child. I'm not looking. I'm not in a position to raise any child. I can barely survive myself. So please don't help me by creating fake children. If you want to help me, donate money to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, so I can get a place to stay. I'm not looking to have a relationship with anybody. I'm not looking to be a surrogate to anybody. I'm not a member of any religious cult. I don't want to be a member of any religious cult. And absolutely nobody should have the right to make decisions for me. Nobody should make a movie about me either. When I was young, my mother started with Michael Jackson. I don't know if they're trying to kill me. And then asked somebody to do a movie about me. And they did the movie, made me look like I survived all this stuff and I became a music star. But nobody should do a movie about me either. Nobody should know my life story. I always think of my mother and father alone in Nigeria. My mother's daughters came to Nigeria briefly for 1 year. They were born in America. They came to Nigeria briefly with me and stuff, but they never really stayed with us. You know, I'm mainly stayed in Nigeria with my mother and father. That's what I mean. Yeah, I've lived in other countries for a while. And so my mother's daughters don't even know my story that way. I was never close to them. They were in a boarding school in Nigeria, and I never really lived with them a long time. And they used to teach my mother, also my mother brought them back to America. And they were living with a white family and beat up the white family and sent the lawyer in 1990. So they had to put them in detention, foster care, juvenile detention. So this is what is going on. So please donate to my Cash App. I'm Director Ugana's friend. I'm being harassed by the American police. I'm a Nigerian, and I believe it's about fraud. Because my mother was killed in Bellevue Hospital. My home was taken by the police. The immigration arrested me wrongfully. So they believe I'm worth a lot of money, and if they can kill me, I was born a male. I believe they want to steal my sperm if they kill me and give it to black American women to create children. They say dead people tell no tale. And say if they claim you have a child, the woman and the child will control your state. I'm a gay person. I'm not interested in any black American woman. I'm a transsexual. So please don't kill me and steal my sperm and give it to a black American woman. My mother said they locked her up in a hospital in America and they were touching her vagina, touching her breast. They rape people in the hospital in America. There's a white lady also said her daughter was put in a Florida nursing home, and all of a sudden the daughter became pregnant while in coma. The black American male nurse was raping the daughter, and the baby fell out of the daughter's vagina. And the nursing home denied it, said he didn't rape her, she must have came in pregnant. And they did the DNA test, and they found out the black American male nurse was the one raping the white woman. So they rape people in American hospitals, and the police is arresting people. Say, come to psych ward. You're homeless. Come, you know, they were grabbing a guy, taking him away. So they were taking me away. Also, slavery has started in America again. They are hunting Africans down. If you're watching my video, please fight, march for me. I'm the late Ugana's friend. Slavery must end. They've killed my father, killed my mother, killed Ugana. You know, so they're treating us Africans like slaves. Please, world, if you can watch my video, please help me. Donate to my Cash App NYC Oblast. Please take this to court. America can't enslave Africans again. God forbid it. So they have a black American police woman. She's wearing white uniform. She's grabbing black males and taking them to psych ward. She's not a doctor and medical violence against the law. They need to arrest her. Please take this case to Brooklyn Federal Court. That black American police, she has to be put in chain. The Brooklyn Federal Court said you can't be arresting people just because they're poor and black. But Eric Adams told them to go ahead. They need to arrest Eric Adams and put him in chain also. So please, Jumaane Williams, shame on you. You're Caribbean American and you're the public advocate. You're supposed to help me. You're not helping me. Shame on you, Jumaane Williams. But the world, please help me. Please hire me a lawyer. I need to start filing lawsuits. People need to start going to jail in America to know your American passport doesn't allow you to put African in slavery. So please, what, donate to my Cash App, NYC Homeless, and let the legal battle begin. Let the legal battle begin. So if you're watching my video right now, please, and the Nigerian embassy won't help me either. A lot of African countries are afraid of America, you know, so I don't know what is going on. I contacted the Nigerian embassy. They promised to help me, and they feel I'm going to sue them also for being an accessory to human trafficking. My Nigerian passport has been stolen. My green card has been stolen, so I'm totally stuck. I used to work as a home method, earn like $30,000 a year. I can't go back to work. I'm totally stuck. They robbed me clean. I'm wearing dirty clothing. So they want to enslave me. They say if they take you to the hospital, they can kill you and take your sperm. I was born a male, I still have the penis, but I live as a woman. And then give it to black American women to create a child. Say death with child no tell. And say if a woman has your child in America, they can control your state. So this is a human trafficking. This is an attack on men's life. Black male life matter. Black transgender life matter. So please, world, start screaming. Black men life matter. Black transsexual matter. Please, please, world. They don't let me sleep at night. This Eric Adams is working for Trump. They said they shouldn't let nobody sleep. I can't sleep at all. This is torture. This Eric Adams, if he travels abroad, arrest him for war crime charges. Anytime he steps out of America, they're protesting in America, arrest him as a slave trader. Put him in handcuffs, put him in chain. You know, put an international arrest warrant on him. He can't be working for the white as a slave trader.